I'm Kim Bailey.
And I'm Finella,
and we specialise in the V&A Waterfront, Mouille Point and the Foreshore. I think every deal is an exhilarating, happy experience. So it's difficult to actually pinpoint, especially over the last 17 years of being an agent, it's difficult to actually specifically pinpoint the best one, because every single one has been very special and exciting.
As an industry, we've seen quite a lot of agents leave it because they haven't been able to remain consistent, And I think we've been able to remain positive, consistent. We've taken control into our own hands. We've made things happen, and through that, we've actually been fine. We've concluded numerous amounts of sales. We're consistent, and I can't say that obviously we felt the pinch, but we've definitely been able to hold our own through this tough and challenging time.
Sure, I think there's an opportunity, to be honest. I always believe there's, sellers get their time to maximise on their investment. And we're now sitting in a buyer's market where the buyer is now going to benefit in the investment that they make. So I always believe that out of every negative comes a positive, and I believe that we're in that situation now. So back when I was younger, I always remember a lot of housewives used to do real estate. It was easy for them just to earn that extra money because the market was a lot more buoyant. But now it's very different. So I think that the women out there that are agents, I think they are highly respected.
It's strong, independent women that are now taking charge of this industry, whereas before it might have been just a little bit more of a sideline job, but definitely the dynamics have changed.
If you are a passionate person, you love people, you love doing, closing a deal, I think you'll be very successful. So I think it's not for everybody. You've got to be a really hard worker. You've got to stick to the basics. Don't complicate it too much. Be a good listener, to clients, and always ensure that it's actually not really about you. It's about providing a service.
Well, I don't think it's particularly as a woman. I just think, when you've got really good deals on the go and all of a sudden it falls flat in front of you, it's not, some deals are not made overnight. It's months of hard work that gets put in, and, when you think you've got something really good on the table and it just falls flat in front of you, it can be quite a tough pill to swallow. But, I think that's one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I think with me, I'm such a hyperactive person, so I do not sit still. If there's a deal to be done, I'm out there, probably painfully so. So I think I'm exceptionally passionate about my job. So which really, really drives me. I want to be the best. I want to be successful. I want to do the deal. I don't know whether it would separate me from other agents, because I'm sure a lot of agents are probably very much the same, but I definitely do think that that's probably one of my strengths. I'm going on 18 years.
Yeah, I'm going on 10 years.
But she's much younger than me. Sure, I definitely think they need to choose an agent that is the most active in the area, because and oftentimes if an owner calls me and is trying to sell in an area that is out of Cape Town, they ask me that question, and I'll just say go on the website, see who's got the most listings, and also who's got the sales results. So you can list, but you might not list for the correct price. So just to have a look at the stats. Stats is key to seeing who is the most active and the most respected in that area.
I think I've probably got memory of all my sales. I think I can, when I have a flashback, I remember everyone, who was the seller, who was the purchaser. Obviously you do get those one or two that do stand out in your career, but what's great is that, as Kim said, 99% of those clients actually become like a bit of family at the end of the day. I speak to a lot of my clients weekly, and so that's great.
Well, in our area, a lot of the apartments have been rented out short term, and I think a lot of those owners are now not able to earn an income. So I think the current sellers right now, I think that's what also makes it quite frustrating when we give them an offer. We want to say to them, please, we have no idea where this market's going. We don't know the pressure that's going to be on these owners. They are going to eventually become sellers.
Well, I don't. when I initially started, obviously because you're feeling your way and learning your way, but I think if you do feel intimidated, it will affect your performance. You've just got to go in there, you know what you're made of. I've done this over and time and again, and definitely not intimidated in any situation.
I agree. I remember once saying my mother always taught me that confidence is sexy.
Yeah.
So if you're not confident, a buyer and a seller will pick it up.
Absolutely.
And you I can tell you the one thing that you will suffer on is your commission. I think top performers, in my opinion, when I first started, I used to sit. I remember at my very, very first conference, sitting in the back row and looking at those top performers going up on stage and getting the awards and seeing, the smiles and the congratulations. So I think for me, I wanted to move from that back row. I wanted to be in the front. So that for me has probably been the biggest influences that I wanted to achieve. I wanted to be a top performer. So I've got a good one for this. I think there's that 1/3 rule. I'll never forget when I was trying to conclude a sale and we were out by 100,000 Rand. The buyer wouldn't go up 100, the seller wouldn't drop by 100, I wouldn't take 100 off my commission. But then I applied the 1/3 rule. So the seller dropped by 1/3, the buyer went up by 1/3, and I reduced my commission by 1/3, and I managed to get that deal. So I've actually used that a couple of times, and everyone in that transaction feels like they've come to the table.
And also saying that I was taught very early on in my career is the yes momentum. Once you create that yes momentum, it just creates an easier flow and continuity of a deal, so,
That's good.
yeah, those two I think are the best.
Definitely something outdoors, shopping, climbing a mountain, going to the beach, trying to learn how to surf, being with my friends, boyfriends, just getting out there and having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything outdoors is definitely a win. I mean, we live in such a beautiful country, and also I love wine, so wine farms are a big plus for me, and hiking my dogs from just anything outdoors.
Crazy. I think I said enough, eh? I need some water now.
The daggers.